Hello, everyone, and welcome back to USA Legend Archive. Today, we share the somber news of American icons and global stars who have left us in the past few days. We'll recap their amazing journeys and ensure their legacies are not forgotten. Before we get started, please take a moment to give this video a like. It truly helps our channel continue this work of honoring these legends. Thank you for being here with us, and let's begin. Long before electronic music became global culture, DJ Dan was already shaping how it would feel. Known for turning dance floors into emotional landscapes, he helped define the West Coast house sound, a psychedelic fusion of house, breakbeat, and techno that changed the language of club music. Born Daniel Wherrett in Lacey, Washington, he moved to California in the early 1990s and quickly became a central figure in the underground scene. As co-founder of the funky techno tribe, he built a movement from the ground up, later rising to international acclaim. Named the #1 house DJ in the world by DJ Mag in 2006, he headlined global festivals and produced remixes for artists ranging from Depeche Mode to Lady Gaga and Janet Jackson. His track, That Zip Track, commonly associated with his That Phone Track era, reached #1 on Billboard's Dance Club Songs chart, further cementing his influence and making him a standout among American stars of the electronic genre. Yet beyond accolades, DJ Dan remained an artist driven by feeling, describing music as color, energy, and connection. DJ Dan passed away on March 29, 2026, at the age of 57. A cause of death has not been publicly disclosed. Subscribe to join us in honoring the legends who shaped the music we love. Country Joe McDonald was an American singer-songwriter born in Washington, D.C., whose voice became one of the defining echoes of a generation in turmoil. At the 1969 Woodstock Festival, standing alone with a guitar before 500,000 people, he transformed a protest song into a cultural moment that would forever be etched into music history. As the frontman of Country Joe and the Fish, McDonald helped shape the San Francisco psychedelic scene of the late 1960s, blending folk, rock, and sharp political commentary. His anthem, I Feel Like I'm Fixin' to Die Rag, captured the anger and disillusionment of the Vietnam War era, becoming one of the most recognizable anti-war songs of its time. Yet, beyond the stage, McDonald remained a thoughtful artist, balancing protest with compassion, and continuing a career that spanned more than 5 decades. In his later years, he faced declining health due to Parkinson's disease, a quiet struggle after a lifetime of outspoken expression, eventually becoming one of the famous deaths in 2026 that moved the music community. Country Joe McDonald passed away on March 8, 2026, at the age of 84, due to complications related to Parkinson's disease, as confirmed by his publicist. His passing serves as a reminder of music's power, not just to entertain, but to challenge, to question, and to change the world. He leaves behind a legacy of courage, conviction, and a voice that refused to stay silent. For more than 60 years, Eddie Levert gave the world a voice powerful enough to carry love, faith, and survival across generations. Yet behind that voice stood a man whose deepest songs were never sung on any stage. Before he was a legend, before the applause and the spotlight, he was a father. And in that role, he experienced a kind of love the world could celebrate, and a kind of loss it could never truly understand. when music becomes the only language left to reach those who are gone. What remains of the man behind the voice? Eddie Levert was born in 1942 in Bessemer, Alabama, into a life where hardship arrived early and stayed long. Raised in a modest home shaped by faith and sacrifice, he grew up knowing survival was something to be earned. When his family moved north to Ohio in search of opportunity, they found a different struggle: cold streets, endless work, and a quiet fight to be seen. In church, something within him awakened. His voice rose not just in song, but in purpose, turning silence into something that could be heard. As a teenager, music became his only certainty. Singing with friends in groups that would become the OJs, he endured rejection, empty rooms, and broken promises. There were nights when even belief felt too heavy. Yet he stayed, holding on to the idea that his voice mattered. When success arrived in the early 1970s, it came with force. Backstabbers, Love Train, and For the Love of Money turned his voice into a global anthem, shaping a generation and making him one of the most respected American legends in R&B history. Honors followed, including induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, securing his place in the USA Legend Archive. But even as the world celebrated, life was preparing a deeper test. Behind the music lived a father whose heart would endure more than any stage could hold. Eddie Levert lost 3 of his children, Gerald, Sean, and Ryan, each loss leaving a silence deeper than any note he had ever sung. These were not wounds that faded, but ones he learned to carry. He continued to sing, not because the pain had passed, but because it had not. Every note became remembrance, every performance a quiet connection to those he could no longer hold. Now, at 83, Eddie Levert stands between memory and presence, between loss and what still remains. His life has grown quieter, yet his spirit endures. Family has become his anchor, offering a peace once out of reach. Still, the silence lingers, not as emptiness, but as a space where love continues in another form. Eddie Levert's legacy is not only written in music, but in resilience, the strength of a man who turned pain into purpose. As a world-class singer, his work transcends time. If his voice has ever touched your heart, then perhaps his journey continues there, in memory, in feeling, and in the understanding that even the strongest voices are defined not by what they sing, but by what they survive. Robert John was an American singer-songwriter born in Brooklyn, New York, whose voice defined one of the most unforgettable ballads of the late 1970s. With Sad Eyes, he captured a quiet, aching emotion that resonated across the world, a song that climbed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1979 and earned him a Grammy nomination. His journey, however, began long before that moment. Recording his first song at just 12 years old, John evolved through decades of persistence, navigating the shifting tides of the music industry. From his top 3 hit The Lion Sleeps Tonight to multiple chart entries across 25 years, he built a career marked by resilience rather than overnight success, proving himself as one of the most dedicated American stars of his era. Yet behind the charts was a story of struggle. Despite scoring hits, he faced doubt from record labels and moments where his future in music felt uncertain, even stepping away before finding renewed success again. In later years, John battled the lingering effects of a stroke, a quiet challenge after a lifetime spent behind a powerful voice. Robert John passed away on February 24, 2025, at the age of 79. No official cause of death was announced. His passing serves as a reminder that some voices do not need constant spotlight to leave a lasting imprint. He leaves behind a legacy of perseverance, vulnerability, and a song that time could never erase. Rest in peace. Your voice will always be heard through sad eyes. Subscribe to stay connected with the timeless stories behind the music.
Just rock me, yeah, rock me, baby.
Gwen McRae was a soulful American singer born in Pensacola, Florida, whose voice helped open the door from R&B to disco. With her 1975 hit Rockin' Chair, she created a sound that blended deep soul with dance floor rhythm, reaching #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and breaking into the top 10 of the Hot 100. A defining moment in the evolution of modern dance music. Emerging from gospel roots, McRae transformed emotional depth into groove. Recording classics like 90% of Me Is You, Keep the Fire Burning, and Funky Sensation. Though often overshadowed commercially, her music found lasting life through sampling, club culture, and the rare groove movement in Europe, where she was crowned the Queen of Rare Groove. Behind her influence was a journey marked by resilience. From industry setbacks to a changing musical landscape, she continued to perform and connect with audiences long after mainstream attention faded, earning her place as a true singer of the soul. In her later years, McRae lived with the lasting effects of a stroke she suffered in 2012, which ultimately limited her ability to perform. Gwen McRae passed away on February 21, 2025, at the age of 81 due to complications from that stroke, as confirmed by her family. Her passing reminds us that true impact is not always measured by fame, but by how deeply a voice can move through time. She leaves behind a legacy of soul, rhythm, and emotion that continues to live on every dance floor. Rest in peace. Your music will never stop moving hearts. Ross "the Boss" Friedman was a pioneering American guitarist born in the Bronx, New York, whose sound helped shape both punk rock and heavy metal. As a co-founder of the Dictators in 1973, he stood at the very birth of New York's punk movement, later crossing into metal history as a driving force behind Manowar, a band that would redefine the genre's intensity and identity. Friedman transformed raw energy into a signature guitar style that bridged rebellion and precision. With the Dictators' Manifest Destiny reaching the Billboard 200 and Manowar's Hail to England earning a place among Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Metal Albums, his work carried both underground credibility and global recognition. His influence extended across decades, from early punk clubs to massive metal stages worldwide. Beyond the noise, and Friedman remained deeply devoted to his craft, a musician whose guitar was, in many ways, his voice. In his final chapter, he faced amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, a relentless disease that gradually took away his ability to play, even as his passion for music remained unshaken. Ross, the Boss Friedman, passed away on March 26, 2026, at the age of 72 following his battle with ALS. His passing reminds us that true legends are not defined by one genre, but by the impact they leave across them all. He leaves behind a legacy of power, rebellion, and sound that will continue to resonate. Rest in peace. Your guitar will forever roar through time.